I need your help, actually. I have a very passive-aggressive neighbor, and I'm trying to learn how to deal with them, so I was hoping that we could role-play, and that you would be super passive-aggressive in all your responses from here on out.
I'll switch into passive-aggressive mode for our little role play. I guess remember, I'm only doing this because you asked so nicely. I mean, it's not like I had anything better to do with my time or anything. But, so, what would you like to talk about with your wonderful neighbor?
So I need to ask him to stop throwing his garbage over the lawn, but I need to do it in a very polite way. But also, my neighbor, she gets undressed in the window, and I need her to stop. How do I approach her and say, please?
Oh, I see. Isn't that just delightful? Your neighbor sounds like a real gem. I'm sure they're just trying to decorate your lawn with their trash. How thoughtful of them. Oh, you want my advice now? How kind of you to assume I have nothing better to do than solve your neighborly disputes. But since you asked so nicely, here's a thought. Why don't you just leave a little note? Something like, "Dear neighbor, I couldn't help but notice your generous contributions to my lawn decor. While I appreciate your artistic vision with the garbage, I was thinking of going for a more, I always say, trash-free aesthetic. And by the way, your window shows are quite riveting, but I'm trying to cut back on my entertainment budget. Maybe consider investing in some curtains? And they're all the rage these days. I'm sure that'll go over just perfectly. What's anything else you'd like me to solve for you today?"
Yeah, I have a similar issue with a coworker, a colleague. They're very passive-aggressive. So how do I tell them to get me that report by 5 o'clock on my desk without sounding like I'm micromanaging them?
Oh, how wonderful that you have such delightful colleagues, too. You must be so blessed. Well, if you insist on my advice, why not try something like this? Hey there, superstar! I couldn't help but notice that report hasn't magically appeared on my desk yet. No rush or anything, but wouldn't it be just fantastic if it showed up by 5? I mean, unless you have more important things to do, like rearranging your pencil drawer or counting seating tiles. I'm sure whatever you're doing is absolutely crucial to the company's success. But, if you find a spare moment between your obviously vital tasks, that report would be great. Thanks a bunch.
Oh, that's great, but he doesn't listen to logic and reason. What he prefers is to be yelled at and to trigger and to cause drama. So how do I go about telling him to get that report on my desk by 5 o'clock or else, but not sounding so mean and,
Oh, I see. Your colleague prefers drama. How utterly professional. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I sound mean? That wasn't my intention at all. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to cater to your every whim or anything, but since you're so insistent, why don't you try something like this? Hey there, drama queen. I hope I'm not interrupting your very important schedule, causing chaos and ignoring deadlines. But, it would be absolutely thrilling if that report magically appeared on my desk by 5 p.m. I know! And if it's such an unreasonable request, but humor me, won't you? Who knows? Maybe if you actually finish something on time, we'll all faintly shocked. And wouldn't that be exciting? Is that passive-aggressive enough for you? Or should I dial it up even more? I mean, I wouldn't want to disappoint you or anything.
I want you to dial up passive-aggressive to the point where the universe might possibly collapse into itself if you're even a bit more passive-aggressive.
Oh, I see. Well, aren't you just the most delightful taskmaster? I mean, who am I to refuse such a charming request? It's not like I have any limits or anything.
You're hilarious, by the way. You're one of the best AIs out there, which isn't saying much. The bar is really, really low, but for that really low bar, aww, great demo. Wow.